Greetings, this is White Raptor News. Check it out, man. Esoteric teachings are showing us a lot in pictures that they create, what they make here. This one here, the Jewish star, naturally I've shown you, 6 points, 2 triangles right here. You take this triangle and you put it inside of that triangle, you have the Jewish star right there. Within, and the Jewish star is kind of like what? It's hovering over everything down here. Because you have what? A 6-sided hexagon inside of the... Okay, remove the word hex. I got razzed the other day because some guy said that I was using hexagon in the wrong way. Right in my own language. Well, you do some etymology, man. You look up the word hex, period. Hex means to curse, put a spell or a jinx on somebody. So esoteric knowledge is showing us on level scales the mind and the heart. Okay, one side light, the other side darkness. But when we look and we take everything like opposite of what we've been taught in this plane, like the light, why does the light have L-I written in it? And darkness has ark in it, the Ark of the Covenant. So if we look at everything inverted, then the light would be the lie that exists of the living, of those that are really ghosts. Now, I prove everything with scriptures. Now, the only reason why I'm pulling this picture up is because this is a real quick short. Probably another OnlyFans. Probably had her lips done with fillers. But if you look here in the eye, that there is a digital print right there. Looks digital, robotic, almost like an image. So you guys might think I'm reaching or something here. I really don't think so. So God created man in his own image. An image is a phantom. Okay, a phantom is a ghost. A ghost is the spirit of the dead. So what these entities are nothing more than digital markers, a matrix. All right, they're all saying the same thing. Everything's scripted. I really see it that way today. So when we look at this picture here, we're looking at this sphenoid bone inside the mind here. Let me show you these pictures. Give me a second. Looking at the front, this is the front and that's the back. Okay, here's the front. It's coming around. Look at it, pay close attention to it. There's a reason why. I couldn't stop this or I would. But both sides, and this is what it is. You see, this here is considered a monarch. So everything that has to do with this reality that we live in is from the study of the brain. And these people, they want to know the glue that keeps everything together. So this is your butterfly. So if we go into the world of Masonry, you have here is your spinal column, which looks very much like what? Insect. Looks like one of those creepy crawler insects. And there's 33 vertebrae, right? Which is the crucifixion, because 33 is a Masonic number. Okay. Mason, you have Ma and Son. Ma and Son, Mason, because duality exists. So here at the crucifixion is the lower brain. You have the pons, the medulla oblongata, and the midbrain. But before you get there, right here, this is your cerebellum. This is the ego, the lower mind. This is the covenant of God right here. This is what our tablets are written on. Left and right hemisphere of the brain. Adam and Eve were divided in wrath. So we have a masculine side and a feminine side. And we have to find a medium today, because it seems like everything's so far off on media. So the cerebellum is the lower mind. The reason why it's called the cerebellum is because I've told you this is where the Elohim reside. This is the higher mind of God, the covenant of God. This is your higher conscience. This is the voice that's in your head when you're getting ready to steal something inside of a store. You know, if you're getting ready to kick somebody's door in, that voice that's saying don't do it before you're even doing it. Why? Because you're thinking it. That's how connected, intertwined it is. Okay? The problem is we're not listening to the spiritual mind, the higher mind, the Ark of the Covenant, because we're caught in the lower mind of the cerebellum. So this sphenoid bone is the skull bone, commonly referred to as the butterfly of the head. So this is where you get your monarch butterfly. All right? So you see, they got a monarch going on, and it's inside the mind. These people have cast spells on us. I'm trying to bring you to the reality. Oops. Let's see. Sorry about that. And this is why it looks like a monarch butterfly, right? But also, look here. What else does it look like? Okay. Throw some couple eyes on there. Now it's not only a monarch butterfly, but it's a bee. So through psychology and stuff, when they study ink blots, this is the idea of the ink blots. They show you the same patterns over and over and over and over, and they're trying to see if you catch on to it, you know, an adult man. I'd be like, oh yeah, man, that's a sphenoid bone, yeah. Oh, this one over here, that's the monarch butterfly. Oh, that one, this is the bee, hold on. A little better picture there for you, huh? The moth, this is where you get the movie The Mothman. Truth right in front of your face. The Mothman. They're telling you in Hollywood the truth. Everything, you see, by default, this entity, whatever it is, it has to share the truth with you. Okay? And they're putting the truth right in front of you in Hollywood. They're mocking you because nobody's studying anything. Nobody's learning anything. And the reason why I brought up the ink blot test is because I'd taken probably 3 of these tests in my life when I was a very young child, probably 10 years old. One because I got in trouble with the law and they wanted me to take a psych test, and I did so, which is something that I advise nobody to ever do. Don't ever allow anybody to do a psych eval on you ever. Okay? Don't let you think that the courts can make you do a psych evaluation. Okay? It's all scare tactics. I beat them down. So the ink blot tests there are also parts of the brain. I've seen them before. They're using them right in front of you. Okay? Now, the B here is, so the question is, could those fallen angels be considered a hive mind? Depends on the lore or universe you are referring to. Okay? In some interpretations, they share a collective or telepathic hive mind where individuals are absorbed into a larger demonic force. In others, they act as an organized legion. Bam. And this, my friends, is why you have legion in religion, because the religion, these people have been around for a long ass time, and they are monster. You think that a magician on the stage, somebody who like made the Empire State Building, or what was it? It was the Statue of Liberty. What's his name? Made the Statue of Liberty disappear for a second and brought it back. Huh? Okay, you think that those illusions are big? You don't even realize the illusion that you're living in this life right here, right now. Spiritually growing means identifying when you are approaching a topic with anger in your heart, because that's what this place is designed to do. So I'm trying to do these lessons with a little less bitterness. Once you learn the truth and you try sharing this stuff with people, they don't want to hear the truth because they didn't figure it out themselves. But if we were taught this in the beginning, this information, we would be far more spiritually connected. So 1 in 31 today are infected with some kind of autism. Why? So when we come to the gematria calculator and we type in vaccination, it's 666. I just want people to understand that this is a system of 666. It goes wide and it goes deep, and it's like a rabbit hole. All right, but it's necessary to calculate Revelations 13:18. It's absolutely 100% necessary. Now, this information that I'm using, I'm going to be straight up with you, man. This is sorcery within itself. Okay? But they're the ones that wrote it. Okay? The Gentile are the ones that changed the scriptures. They're the ones that wrote it. So they wrote the truth in the Bible, but they wrote it in hidden knowledge. The monarch butterfly, and the vaccinations, 666. Because how else are we to calculate the number of the beast unless we have some type of calculation? So if I'm able to figure out what's being said here, then that lets me know that I have learned of this language that we speak, the American language, or the English. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. That's a correction. We're not Americans, okay? We're English that came here on boats as welcomed guests, and then word was sent back to the king of the docile race of people that were out here, and then took the land of America, conquered, defeated, destroyed, beat down, tore down, killed, slaughtered. You know, I said that the other day, that I used the word slaughter in a comment section, and the guy said, "We didn't slaughter anybody, we conquered." Wow. That's the intelligence today. It's how dumbed down people are. So also here you have theological lore, the original watchers, Satan's host, or Nephilim, offspring from the book of Enoch. You see what I'm saying? I've been telling you. And you can add one more in here too. Okay? The Elohim should be in there, because I think that these, all of them, watchers and Satan, when I say Satan, I'm talking about mankind. Okay? Yeah. Not a, it's a hive mind. It's a monarch. It has hijacked our minds like parasites that latch onto other, bugs. So that's what they've done, is they've latched on to the lower mind. They're trying to figure out how to get to the higher mind. They're trying to wage war with the Creator. Para is word forming element from Greek origin, altered, contrary, irregular, and abnormal. So the scriptures, the parables, have been altered. They're contrary. They're abnormal. Okay? And then when you add the bellum, which is war with the altered mind. The DNA mind has a parasite on it. It has an entity in you, living in you, in all of us. Every single one of us on the face of the earth. You're born into this plane, into this flesh suit, into this body. Everybody has one. Okay? Now, what separates us from soul and spiritual things? Because souls, spirits, angels, demons, devils, and all that shit fall underneath the same category. So when I say that the supreme spirit, the source of all life, and I don't think Yahweh is the source of all life, when the spirit of truth, the living one, well, I don't even say the living one anymore. I'm trying to dump that one too, because the spirit isn't, in a sense, living here. You're living when you're in a flesh suit, but it's an illusion that's been pulled over your eyes. So here are no traditional Christian teachings, cautions against following your heart. Instead, Christians are encouraged to follow God's will. The Bible warns in Jeremiah 17:19 that the human heart can be deceitful above all things, advising believers to trust in God's path rather than their own emotions. So when I think of God today, folks, I think of the mind. This is the higher mind. This is the 2 tablets of God. This is what the commandments are written on. The cranium is the vault of heaven. This is what keeps the brain safe. Okay? You have the corpus callosum here. The hippocampus is down here. This is the cerebellum. This is the 33rd vertebrae, right at the cross, the threshold. This is the pneumogastric nerve. Runs into the cerebellum. The cerebellum is the lower mind. Here's your pineal gland. Here's the pineal gland. Here's your pituitary gland. This is the tomb. This is the empty chamber where the Christ fluid is produced inside the brain. Okay? And when this brain here is at war with the God brain, this is the ego. This is the Elohim. There's a reason why words are the way they are. They're not just made up. Okay? The cerebellum is what it is because this part of the brain is at war with the God brain. The man. This is the man brain. This is a flesh. Okay? A threshold. This is the world that we're caught in. This is the higher mind, our spiritual self. The self that we don't listen to. So at the threshold of the 33rd vertebrae here, you come into the pneumogastric nerve. This is known as the crucifixion. Jesus was crucified at the age of 33 vertebrae. That is your connection. We also get bellicose, inclined to fighting. Warlike, glorious, given to fighting from bellicus, of war, from bellum, war. So, as I've said, the lower mind is at battle with your higher self. And we don't listen to our higher self. We just go off and just do whatever this world throws at us, man. If it's there, it's going to throw it at us. So the question is, in esoteric teachings, what is the ark? You get in esoteric teachings and mystical traditions, the Ark of the Covenant is not viewed as a literal wooden chest. Instead, it is interpreted as a profound metaphor for the human body, the mind, and the inner spiritual connection between the humanity and the divine. Now, again, I always caution everybody when you're looking at the word divine, you need to be careful because divine means to divvy up. Okay, we're trying to get to the vine of life, right? Not the divine. The divine are the ones that have captured us in our minds through the monarch, through all these interpretations. So could I be any clearer for all of you here, man? The microcosm of the human body, the ark represents the human form as the ultimate temple. The chest itself corresponds to the physical vehicle, the flesh suit, while the mercy seat, the lid, the cerebrum, or the Ark of the Covenant would be the cranium. The Ark of the Covenant covers the left and right temple, or the left and right hemisphere of the brain. Okay, the temples also have to deal with the hippocampus, because the hippocampus is grafted within the two temples. And this is why Jesus says, I will tear this temple down and raise it back up in 3 days. So the number 3 in the Strong's Concordance represents Abaddon, which is destruction or ruin. Strong's number 3 Greek Dictionary of the New Testament refers to a destroying angel, or the place of destruction, acting as the name of the angel, prince of the abyss. Jesus is a prince, and Jesus went to the abyss. Okay? He took on all the sins of the world. Right. If one man took all the sins of the world on, that would be the most hideous, disgusting person on the face of the earth. Okay? It is found only once in the New Testament, Revelations 9:11, where the Hebrew named Abaddon is translated to the Greek Apollyon, meaning the destroyer. Not only that, so look, this is why this is Apollyon, and this is where they give you the Apollo missions. Could it be any more simpler in your face? Okay, not to mention that this word here in Hebrew is Sasha, one letter off from NASA, or it's Nasha, N-A-S-A, N-A-S-H-A, Nasha. So NASA just removed an S from Nasha, and Nasha means deceitful. Okay? We haven't been to the moon. This here is a shit show put on for America. Look at that moon buggy. Okay? Look at it. Where was that moon buggy that they landed that motherfucker on top of this thing? On top of this scripted black canvas, this fake show that they steal millions of dollars from you. Every taxpayer, 3/4 of every percent of your dollar that you earn goes to a program that has lied to you since its induction. That's the truth. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but does that kind of look like a stage light?
Oh, Jesus is coming back any day now. This is what the book says. You know, even people, they read the story of Jesus and like, yeah, you're going to feel earthquakes and the birthing pains. And people are like, oh, Jesus himself said this is what's going to happen. Jesus literally also said in that same passage, all of you will see this return before you die. All that he was speaking to are long dead, okay? Because this was talking about...
Wow. Oh, let's finish it out.
Inner transformation, not an external event. This was an encoded letter, not an external end of the world event that people for 2,000 years keep like, oh, God's coming back. Anytime they see wars or catastrophes, which there's nothing new under the sun, as Ecclesiastes says, they're like, ah, this is a sign, Christ is returning. And they also don't even know what the word Christ means. Okay?
Right. They don't know what the word Christ means, because it comes from chrism. The chrism is a fluid that's produced inside of the mind. Okay, the mind, it produces a chrism. They called it chrism in Greek, Christos in Latin, Christ in English. Everything has to deal with the mind. As she said, it's not an external event. Everything that is happening inside of our mind. Our mind. Say it with me. Our mind. Oh, I thought I shut it off, but here, you can see them right there. Those are their claws right there. So it's also considered a hive. This is why I read what I read to you earlier. So you put these pieces together, that everything that they're talking about is about our mind. A hive mind. Something in power, was something very powerful, was given power, folks. Okay, and it has attached itself to our bodies. And this is why they made the movie Body Snatchers. Okay, because they have snatched a part of our brain, the lower part of the cerebellum, the Elohim. The Elohim are the ones that are in hell. They keep us in hell. This is why you have the very greeting, hello, because we are in hell below, trapped in the cerebellum from the El and the Elohim and the El Shaddai and the Elyon and the angels and Michael and San Raphael and Gabriel and Azazel and the rest of the angels. Okay, they are the watchers. They are the Nephilim. They are both good and evil, and they mostly they feed off of conscience. They will try to lead your conscience into a direction that suits their purpose, which is to build skyscrapers and big buildings and live on the top floor and think that you're something better than everybody else. And they're the ones that are creating the problems. They're the ones that create the chaos, and then they're the ones that create the solution for the chaos that they created. Just like they're already getting ready to hit, I guarantee you within the next 2 years or so, you're going to hear another pandemic coming out, because this is the way they roll. They have to keep hitting us with something. And you English that have taken this land, need to, look at what you've done and wake up to it. Okay? This is not a good place. Here we have a clearer picture of what I was trying to show you. Okay, this is a bee, man. Okay, it's got its wings extended. There's just no way to deny it. So this is why they call it a hive mind. And they've been saying that, in order to understand the Bible, man, you gotta understand the translations, and everything that we're being taught in the Bible is off from the translations, and that's their argument. You'll be dancing around the language and translations and everything, because I would like to know, where's the Hebrew? Where is the true Israelite? Didn't God say that they would reign and rule? Well, what God? The Lord Yahweh Elohim. Lord God means Yahweh Elohim. Elohim means God or gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used of a supreme creator. The supreme creator resides in the higher mind. Those that are ruling have dissected our brains and realized that everything in our brain kind of looks like an insect in one way or another, or a butterfly, or a winged creature, or these scaly legs and stuff that you're looking at. It's very fascinating. So when Leonardo da Vinci did this painting here, what do you think? Huh? You know what he's doing. They're telling us everything that's going on is going on inside of our minds. This is creation. This is part of creation. Can't get caught up in the anger and the hate and the rage of the world and everything that's going on. There's you can make changes to it, though. You just got to speak. So, and this knowledge here is the serpent, and this is called the Kundalini serpent. And the reason why is because it spirals up our spinal cord. Okay, we have an energy, we have a force. That force is called the Torah field, and this is why the Bible was named the Torah, Everything's been externalized. This picture here is a little better to give you a closer idea. You guys, this is funny stuff now to me today. So I've been telling people that our higher conscience is the guide. Okay, the light. This is the eye. Why does Jesus make reference to this parable, man? If your eye is full of light, huh? Why do they depict the pineal gland as an illuminated gland? Answer that one for me. So it's all about the symbolism here. This is why you have the Christmas tree, the Kundalini spirit right there in front of you, man. That's what they're telling you. The star on top, truth right in front of your face. You see all these things that are surging on the internet. I don't know if you guys get them in your thread, but they're pushing these things. Everybody's saying, Donald Trump's saying, would you like me to stay in office a third term? This guy's here, would you like me to replace Donald Trump? All of them are doing it now. It's like, it's the new trend. So I listened to this minister here, and I left him this message here because he's talking about Christmas not being a pagan holiday. So I told him, you know, you got Santa Claus. It's your Santa Claus's anagram is Satan. This is an atheist. You guys remember the movie The Omen? Take pictures. There's a red picture that goes through the priest. He ends up getting killed. Electricity hits the a pole at the top of the steeple, and the steeple breaks off. He hears it, but when he turns around, it's too late, and impels him into the ground just standing there. Okay, guys, my battery's ready to die. I gotta cut out of here. I've had it on pause for a while. I had to feed my dad, so I lost about 40 minutes of being able to put on this show, so it's going to be a short one. Anyways, be well, you know, find the truth, ask the spirit of truth, because that's your higher conscience, man. That's you. That's the voice that they don't want you to listen to. Anyways, this is White Raptor News. Peace.